cool. Right, so do you want to go through this slide here?
So this is just a reminder really that you can use this system on more than one device at once, and we often recommend you have one device to have the main screen with all the writing and instruction, and one for, if you want to take some notes digitally. You can take notes on paper if you wish. So it's basically saying it's a cross-platform service. It'll work on a phone, it'll work on a tablet, work on a laptop or computer. So as long as you've got one of these devices, you're good to go.
Yeah, so like what Gav said there, you could have an iPad or you could have your laptop or you could have whatever's easiest for yourself.
Bruce, Mrs. Ahmed asked the question, is there any way she could find out how many students are signed in from Highfield?
Yeah, that's fine. No, so you'll be, I'd imagine you will be sent registers of people who are from whatever, whether you're from the academy or school or trust or whatever kind of thing.
That's great, thank you.
Right,
you get a register, Mrs. Ahmed.
Yeah, that's true. Right, so we've got this here. What's this here?
So this is just a bit of information about our maths app. We also have this other digital maths tool in the repertoire. It's like a revision app. It has 40 videos in it. It has a lot of questions linked to those videos. It's basically used for like revision purposes and testing your knowledge out on the go. Once you register for the app, if you put in these details for the school and school ID, so Pet Life for the school, and PowerUp app for school ID, we'll be able to unlock the full app for you for free. Normally it costs £5 to actually get the full app. You normally only have a trial version. If you put those details in at the start, you get access to the full details. As I say, it's really good. Covers all the sort of key topics for GCSE exams. You can track your progress. And once you've registered online, you can use it online or offline. If space is an issue on your phone, again, you can choose what videos you want to have downloaded onto it, so you can save space if you need. We also got a YouTube channel as another option to watch the videos, do a bit of revision. So that's just another option for you. Again, if you go to YouTube and search PetXI Explosive, it's the same thing you'd search for the app version as well. I can get you to the page. You can subscribe to that and watch the videos. Videos are really fun, really interesting. Lots of sort of CGI effects and animation, and it's quite an interesting way of learning. Over to you, Bruce.
Right, so this is what we do. We're going to be teaching stuff. So Gav is going to be going through the content. He's going to be telling you and teaching you whatever you need to know. It's going to be various different things with fractions today in the Gav show, right?
That's right.
And stuff like that. He's going to give everyone a chance to have a go at the tasks, have a little try. Even if you're not too sure, just have a little look at it and stuff like that. Because it's always good to have a try at something, even if you're not too sure at first. It's a fantastic way of learning, and it Gav just having a go.
Exactly.
Once we've had a little go at that, we've got a load of little handy polls, just like in the style of what you've just seen there. And they'll be saying things such as, how did you get on with the task? Hard, did speed, did okay? I'm not too sure. So it's a good way for us to gauge anonymously how people are. At the same time, though, I will be asking for hands up sometimes. So I'll be alternating between the polls and the hands up, because sometimes we would like to see who could do with more support, stuff like that. So we'll move between the two. And then at the end, we'll just go through the answer and check it when we got. So we're not going to leave
it, any
answers if you're not too sure, that's like that. We're going to go back to the question and talk through it. And then when we check through it, the chances are you might even come up with more questions. You might question how we got that answer, how we got to this, and stuff like that. So don't worry, that's all. We'll go through anything that you need to throughout the day and stuff like that. Next slide.
Okay, so I think that's been a decent introduction for everyone who's new to the system. This slide's all about Rucksack, which is our problem-solving process that we use to solve the more wordy questions that can crop up in maths. So we'll be covering that in a little bit more depth later, actually using it in some questions. But Rucksack, in a nutshell, read, understand, choose, solve, answer, check. So it's just a 6-step process that we use to maximise the marks that you can get on the wordy problem-solving questions. So this is just what we're going to be covering due to the amount of time we've got, we're not going to be able to cover all of this, but it will give you a good understanding of, the delivery of this system and how it applies to these topics. So we're going to work as hard as we can to get through as much as possible in the time that we've got available. So we're starting off with finding a fraction, and we're looking at equivalent fractions, doing a bit of fraction arithmetic by adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. And there we go. So we're going to start off then with finding a fraction of an amount. So I've got two small questions up here just to test out people's skills on that.
Sorry, Gav, just really quickly, sorry to interrupt you. What was the password for the PowerUp for the app again? Sorry. App.
It was PowerUp app, all capitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was PowerUp.
Anyone who needs that now, feel free to take a screenshot of the PowerUp app and all capitals. I'll just put it in the chat there for you.
Yeah, put it in the chat because that'll be easier to read off, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Right, sorry about
so going back to the initial skills then, first, before we look at applying this in more problem-solving situations, we're going to look at the actual skill of finding a fraction. So we've got two small questions here. First one, 1/3 of 45. Second one, 2/3 of 45. So please put it out to the audience for some suggestions on how they would work out. First of all, 1/3 of 45.
Yeah, so if you want to pop your answers into the Q&A there for us, please, how would we go about working this?
I'm looking for the approach rather than just the answer. Because I know some people can work out the answer, but I'm interested in how they've worked out the answer as well.
How would we do this?
1/3 of 45.
We're more looking for the method of how we're doing this, innit, Gav? If you get the answer, that's fantastic.
The answer will come after the method, but it's more of a case of, I don't know just what the answer is, I want to know how you found the answer as well.
It's like if you've got the answer, you know how to, you obviously know how to do it. It's just about telling the examiner or people like Gav how you got to that answer. Oh, we're getting a few answers there now.
By the bottom times by the top. Thanks.
Excellent. Divide by the bottom times by the top. Exactly, yes. So we do the 45, divide by the bottom, which makes 3. Which gives which is 3, which makes 15. Times in 15 by the 1. We could do that if you wished, but it doesn't actually make much difference in this case, because anything times by 1 just gives you the same answer anyway. So if there's a 1 on top, you don't really need to actually multiply by the 1. It doesn't make any difference. But yeah, 15, that's correct. So someone tell us what they would do for this one then. 2/3 of 45.
Well done, Faith, for that. Taylor said he forgot how to do it, so I hope that's reminded you, Taylor.
Thanks, Jake, as well. I've seen your answer there as well, Jake. Don't worry about that, mate. Seen that.
Have a go at the second one, guys. It's probably going to be exactly the same procedure. Will it go?
Gav, now, because we've done the first one, would that in some way help us to...
Well, in this case it does, because it's dealing with thirds, it's also with 45, yeah.
We got 3 answers there already.
Oh, well done, Dan, Mrs. Dixon, Charlie, Shannon. Lots of answers coming through, guys. Amazing stuff.
Thanks, Jake.
Jake. Mujassar, let me know if I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I'll try to pronounce it a different way. Mujassar, is that right? Say yes. Oh, say no.
So what have we got then for this one?
Well,
Everyone's certain.
We've got Shannon's used the first answer to work out. She's done 15 times 2, and the first one was 50.
Yeah, exactly. It starts off exactly the same. 45 divided by 3, which gives you the 15, but only this time it's a 2 on top. So the 15 times by the 2, which gives us 30. So yeah, well done if you've got that. So that's your basic skills of finding fractions. So I think someone mentioned like the golden rule for this as part of their answer. So again, can we just reiterate the golden rule then for finding a fraction of something in words? What's sort of an instruction? What do we need to do?
I think who gave us the rule. She said divide by the bottom times by the top.
Yeah, good. Divide by the bottom, then multiply by the top. So if you remember that, you will be able to work out a fraction of anything. You just got to make sure you're doing the right bit of maths with the right number in the fraction. So there we go. Golden rules for that. Finding a fraction of something. Divide by the bottom, multiply by the top.
Here's my little points book, guys. I'm going to give Faith a point.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, Sophia. Are you getting a point now, Sophia?
Do you know, can you remember who was the first person to write in the answer this morning? They got a point.
I'll tell you now. First person of the whole day was Sean.
Sean. 1 point to Sean and 1 point to Faith. Well done, guys.
Yeah, you got two PetXI Sophia points. Well done.
PetXI points. That could be a PP.
That'll have to be the big one.
Oh my God, let's carry on. Sorry.
Right, yes, that's right. So we've got a question in for everyone to attempt now. So question 1, there's 3 little parts to it. It's about a minute or so. So again, if everyone can just have a go at that themselves and raise your hand or something like that once you're done, so we know who's done.
Yeah, so that little tool that we looked at earlier, the hands up tool, this is we're going to use it the first time here now. So have a little try at these questions. We are aware that people work at different speeds and stuff like that, so don't worry about it. You're already getting some answers through. Some people might need an extra few more minutes. Don't mind. Once you are done it though, go start over the hands up tool and just pop your hands up for us and leave it up just so that we can gauge how many people have finished it. And we can go and set the pace based on that. We're getting a few answers already, Gav, which is pretty good.
Cool. So let's get an answer to the first one then, since we've got a few answers in already. What have we got for the first one off somebody?
In terms of working out one, it's 300 divided by 6. It's 50. But we
cool, that's correct, yeah.
They give us the answer 50 as well before. We'll just try and include a bit of working out there, please, if you can, to get you them extra marks. Thank you to, let's see, Charlie, Dan, Mystics and Beef as well. Right, so do we want the next one? Can we get some working out for the next one, please? Let's see. Okay, we've got 40 divided by 8.
Just be careful with that. 40 divided by the bottom number in the fraction is...
Oh, divided by 5 is 8, sorry.
In this case, which equals 8. There we go, yeah.
Yep. And then we've got times by 2.
Cool.
Is 16.
16, great. Good, so that's what you should have for the first 2 then, yeah.
Third
one, 3/8 the length of the pencil.
Let's see. You got an answer there for this one? Anyone? We're seeing answers, Gav, but I'd just like to see a little bit of working out as well. A little bit of how you've got to the answers.
Charlie Rose got a point for that first question. She was the first one to get it correct.
Yep. We'll slow down a little bit.
Yeah, Taylor wants us to slow down a bit, no problem.
Oh.
Take your time.
Oh. Let's see. Any ideas? I don't know if it's not too sure on this one. Yeah,
well, it's the same sort of skill. 3/8 of the length of the pencil. The only difference is the amount we're trying to work the fraction out. Obviously, is over here, and it's got some units attached to it. That's the amount. That's the fraction we're trying to work out of that 16 centimeters.
Oh, there we go. We've got one there. It's saying 16 divided by 8, and then times by 3.
Cool. 16 divided by 8 makes 2.
And
great. 2 times 3, which equals 6. Then includes a length added in the centimetres at the end there. So great. Well done, everybody, for having a go at that. So we do a quick poll again then just to see how people got on with that.
A quick one. How did we do? Launch. Let's see this one. So are we perfect all sorted? Are we halfway there? Or are we just no? Or are we just got 63% voted there, Gav, and we've got 64% perfect and 33% halfway. You like them statistics there, Gav?
Yeah, cool.
Right, so we at the moment we've got, I think we might have one or two saying no because we don't know who it is. Just let us know in the Q&A if you're not too sure. We won't read your name out. That's fine. Yeah. So if you want to let me know in a private message, so we don't have to. Yeah, like I said, read everyone's name out if you need anything else. Okay, so I'm going to close that poll off now. So we're going to finish off with 63% perfect, 33% halfway, and 3% no go.
Okay, well, so if anyone who's struggled with that, best thing if you send us a private message, and then during this session we can get you with some one-to-one assistance on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so on this question then, so it's more like a rucksack style question. It's all like problem solving. You'll notice this time there's lots of words involved, there's some context. The maths has been embedded into the question, so it's a bit more complicated to work out. But in these situations, I always think about using the rucksack approach. So I'll briefly mention this earlier. So what I want to do now is just go into that in a bit more detail. So rucksack, as a reminder, R was to read the question. So have we got any volunteers, Bruce? Anyone who wants to maybe come on the mic and read out this question for us?
Yeah, right. So this is a good opportunity here, right? So is anyone willing to come on and talk to us and read the question out for us? Can we get our hands up or let us know in the Q&A? Let's see, right. So I'm not too sure if I have hands up at all already, Gav. Toby, is that a hands up that you come on and talk to us? Taylor, come and talk to us.
Taylor, yeah. First one.
Okay. All right, Taylor, I'm going to take you off the microphone. Please keep it cool. We're all just learners. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. Hi.
Nice to hear from you. Hello.
Thank you for volunteering.
All right, so do you fancy reading this question out for us, please, Taylor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lynn has bought 15 metres of ribbon. She uses 1/5 of the ribbon on balloon decorations. She uses 5/6 of the remaining ribbons on present decorations. Find how much ribbon she will have left.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Taylor. Thanks for reading that out.
Yeah, Taylor, you got a point for that. Thank you for reading that.
No, I think she gets more than one, please.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll give Taylor 2 points. Really brave of you.
Thanks a lot, Taylor. We're gonna beat you back up and then we'll bring you back on soon, something like that. Done anything else like that. So thank you. Thanks for coming on. Likewise, throughout the day there'll be opportunities for other people to come on and talk to us as well. So yeah, we like that. It's good to get the
Yeah, it's all good, and it's the first part of the rucksack technique to read the question through to get a really good feel for what it's talking about. So we've done that. We've read the question. Next bit, you get an understanding of what the question is about. So you can, you'll get a bit of that from reading it, and then as part of the reading, what you should be doing is not only think about what's involved, but also underlining key information that's involved as well. So you're picking out the key bits of info. So Lynn has bought 15 metres of ribbon, so we know she's got that amount of ribbon to start with. We know the question's all about ribbon. We're then told she uses 1/5 of it on balloon decorations. That's important. She then uses 5/6 of the remaining ribbon. So again, the remaining ribbon is important. It's not the starting amount. And that's on present decorations. And then the question is find out how much ribbon she will have left. So that's ultimately what we're trying to work out. So it gives us a good understanding of the question, and it gives us an idea of what our answer is going to be about. It's about ribbon. It's about lengths. So you understanding done. C for choose an approach. Now you've got to think about which bits of maths you're going to be using, and also in what order you should be writing this down in to make it clear. So again, can we have maybe a suggestion from someone in the audience? What's the first thing they would work out for this question?
Oh yeah. So if you could let us know either in the Q&A or just put your hands up and we'll bring you on so that you could just tell us what the first thing that you'll do is. Any volunteers? Charlie, we'll bring you on there. Charlie, thank you. Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the thanks. The first thing I'll do is I'll find the 5th of the ribbon on the balloon decorations.
Okay, nice one, well done. Great, so 1/5 of the 15, and that's to do with the balloon decoration. So I'm going to make a note of the fact it's linked to the balloon. I'm going to write down what we're actually trying to do, and then how do we do that then? So how do we work out the 1/5 of 15?
You do 15 divided by 5, which would just be 3.
Excellent. 15 divided by 5, which makes 3. We don't need to multiply that by 1. It makes no difference. But balloon 3, and again, I was going to make a note of that. That's 3 meters of ribbon for that. So well done there. So we dealt with this bit of the question, so I was going to tick that off. Nice one.
Thanks, Charlie. Thanks for that answer, mate. Good to see you.
Okay, great. So we've worked out the first bit, the balloon decorations. On to the next bit. She then uses 5/6 of the remaining ribbon on present decoration. So for me, it's all about this, what's remaining after we've taken some out for the balloon. So who can tell us, and again, it's a quick sum, how would we work out what's remaining?
So can anyone else tell us what's remaining? Does anyone else want to come on? Just let us know. If not, should we jump Charlie back on then? Yeah, Charlie, jump back on for the second bit then, mate.
Right, I'll find the set of the remaining ribbon, but to do that you'd have to take away the 3 meters off the 15, which would be 12, and then the 6 of 12 is 2, and then you times that by 5, which would be 10.
Brilliant, yeah, so well done there. So you've shown us the right approach for that. So we've worked out the remaining ribbon was 15, take away the 3 from the balloon decoration, which gives you 12. And then what we do is 5/6 of that 12, and again, that links to the bit of the question linked to the present. So that's 5/6 of 12. So again, sorry, what did you get for the answer to that? How did you get that?
I got 10, because I found a 1/6 first. I did,
yeah, so 12. Yeah, great. So you did 12 divided by the 6 to work out 1/6, which is 2. And then 2 times the 5, which is the top number in the fraction, which makes 10. Good. So we've dealt with this bit here. And the final bit, to answer the question, how much ribbon she has left. So I'm going to write down has left.
Toby's put his hand up. Maybe he wants to have a
Yeah,
go.
sure. We've got another volunteer. Great.
Hello, Toby. Hello, Toby, over here. Oh.
Oh, Toby's put his hand down.
Oh.
Don't shy away. Come and join us. You know
Right, I'll finish this off then, mate.
So you would do 10 meters and then the 3 meters, which would be 13. And then you'd have to take the 15 away from that to find the remaining ribbon.
Yeah, so we start off with a 15. If we want to take each of these things in turn, do the take away the 3, take away the 10, which is 13, which leaves us 2 meters left altogether. So nice one, well done there. There you go. So hopefully you guys can see then. So we've chosen the approach that we're using, but we've also solved the problem by actually breaking it down into these steps and actually being very clear what the steps represent. It's very important that you do that. Really be clear what the bits of maths relate to, and it's helpful to also put any relevant units in as well, so you kind of keep on top of everything in terms of what the numbers relate to, and which part of the question it relates to as well. So, it's always a good idea to think about structuring your answer in this sort of way. It makes it easier to keep track of it yourself. It also makes it easier to mark from an examiner perspective.
Oh, sorry. Do you think we could just go through the last little bit of that question there again, please?
The bit how much you've had left?
Let me think. Do you want to just let us know how much more that you need? I've just been made aware that because you were going through the last bit of that again there, Gav. Maybe say since, maybe the last 4 or 5 steps or something like that. Just the last little bit there.
Okay, well, up to this point here, it's all about working out the fractions of amounts based on what's in the question.
Again, see the little last left. We'll just do that little
okay.
Again.
So, in order to work out how much ribbon you've got left, what we've done in this approach, that's how much we had to start with, look, which is up here at 15. So that's what we started with. The 3 related to the balloons, that's how much was cut off for the balloon. And the 10 related to the presents. So if It's basically the 15 that we started off with minus the 3 from the balloon minus the 10 from the present. So 15 minus 3 minus 10 just leaves you with 2 meters in the end. So that's one way of doing it. You could have used the 12 and the 10 here if you wanted to as an alternative approach, but it's up to you. Either way would work, but that's kind of what the number's related to for that final step.
Okay, I hope that's okay for you. If that's not, and you're still not too sure, then let us know in the Q&A or give us a little message. And just something that we can get back to it. What was that, Sophia?
Thea Musk, I've given a point as well because she's got that.
Yeah. Blew off loads of answers there.
At the end, sorry, Bruce. At the end of the session, when Gav has taught it, I'll give a quick count about who's got points anyway. So keep giving us the answers. I won't keep telling you who's got the points. I'll tell you at the end. I think that'll work out better.
Right, Sophie, and you'll see that we'll have that for our line for our squares question as well. Right, so we didn't get to the next
interesting. That was interesting, wasn't it, Bruce? Yeah. So some parties, from children's birthday party, you'll know exactly how much string to use.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and you need to preserve that string there, Gav.
Nice. Save 2 meters.
Yeah, exactly. You got those 2 meters of ribbon left for your Christmas.
Right, so you hold that end and you go and stand away. Be sure to have full length string away from you. You have handfuls of string for people.
That's right. Social
You know what? I'd use it to wrap presents.
Right, okay, I think we're alright, that Gav. We haven't had any more questions, like, that's all.
Okay, cool. So, as I say, it's useful to structure your answer and show what you've done, and make sure you've got some notes on the left-hand side explaining what the bit of maths relates to. So that's S. So A was for answer. So we have answered the question here, and again, when you've got a question like this, it's a really good idea to really underline your final answer or circle it, something like that, so it really stands out from the rest. Okay. And then C in rucksack would be to check what you've done, go through and watch out for any silly mistakes which can actually cost you marks later on in the question. So C is for checking through, but we know this is correct, so we don't need to go through it all again for that. Right, what I'm going to do here then, I'm going to have a go at working this out, and it's a spot the mistake kind of question. So I'm going to purposely make some mistakes in my method and my approach. So what I want you guys to do is literally to alert Bruce, Sabina and Kevin if you think I've made a mistake. So it's all about watching carefully what I'm doing and trying to see if I've made a mistake somewhere. So it's a spot the mistake kind of question. Okay, anything to add, Bruce? Is that all right?
Yep, that's fine. That's all right. And you want to tell us, pop into the Q&A for us.
Okay, so it's all about just listening to what I'm saying, watching what I'm doing, and seeing if I'm making a mistake with any of my sums. Okay, so it's a fraction of an amount question. Again, it's kind of linked to rucksack, so I'm just going to write down rucksack there. Sean has a massive bag of 180 sweets that he's sharing with his friends. Okay. He gives 1/3 of the sweets to Varun. He gives 3/10 of the remaining sweets to Lynn. Calculate how many sweets Sean has left. Okay, so I've read the question out there. So it's all about sweets. So Sean got 180 sweets and sharing them. So he gives 1/3 of them to Varun. Gives 3/10 of the remaining sweets to Lynn. We want to work out how many sweets Sean has left. Okay, so it's all about sweets. So my answer is going to be just like a number of sweets. Right, so we started off with 180 sweets. And we told Varun's getting some, so I was going to make a note of this. Varun's getting some here, so that's 1/3 of the sweets. That's 1/3 of 180. So to work that out, I'm going to do, so divide by the bottom number, yeah, which is 180 divided by 3. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? So 180 divided by 3, so I think 18's divided by 3, 6. There we go. He gives 3/10 of the remaining sweets to Lynn. So 3/10 of the remaining sweets. We need to know the remaining sweets that we've got there. So anyone spotted anything wrong just yet? You had any alerts?
Omar. I think we have something from Omar.
What's Omar say then?
60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60
didn't catch that. Hello?
Someone says it's 60.
60. All right. So what's the mistake? The mistake is, look, I haven't added the naught back on, which is a common mistake. You might try and make the question a bit simpler, but then actually forget. I took the naught off to work out the 6, put the naught back on to give us 60. So there was the first mistake. Well done, Omar. So the remaining sweets then. So to work out the remaining sweets, so I'm going to do 180 minus 60, which gives 20. So 3/10 of those. So I'm going to do 3/10 of 120. So again, just like the one I did on the top. So 180 divided by 3. So I'm going to do 120 divided by 10, which gives us 12. And then calculate how many sweets Sean has left. Okay, so Sean started off with 180 minus 60 minus 12. So what do people think? Is this right?
Cool. Any issues with this so far? Is it okay?
Shannon says you forgot the times by 3.
There we are. So you see, I was kind of looking at what I was doing for the top one, where I just had to divide by the bottom number. But actually, on this one here, the top number's not 1 exactly, so well done. So I'm going to do 12 times 3, which gives us 36. So actually, Sean has got 180 minus the 60 minus the 36. So 180, that's the same as taking away 96. So that's 86 altogether, yes?
Is correct? What do we think? Well, we had input from teachers out there as well. We've got any maths teachers in the webinar as well. Bit of input in there as well. Be interesting. So I'm sure right now, Gav, the maths teachers will be watching you go through this and be like, ooh.
No suggestions for anything on this one, no?
Not
happy with that?
Not so far, mate.
Just the final answer.
No.
That final answer.
Should be 84 mistakes, I'm saying.
Yes, so there we go. So I made a small mistake there as well, actually.
Those
96, 84, 96.
Charlie's give us a little bit of a better answer. Hey, Charlie, do you want to just come up and just tell us about that, please? Yeah, Charlie. We'll jump you on to talk us through what you've just done there, mate. Hi, Charlie.
Hello. So I did 180 minus 96 isn't 84 because it's 86 because I just did 10 minus 6, which is no. I don't know. I just knew it.
Got it, Gal. It's got it.
Well, you got the right answer, yeah, 84, but it's easy to make mistakes. It's slightly weird sums like that. I've seen people do that, put 86 instead of 84, so it's an easy thing to do. So, there's lots of ways, really. If you're rushing these questions and not thinking carefully through every step, there's lots of ways marks can be dropped, especially early on in the question, which can then impact your final answer. So, as a lot of these questions are linked to the accuracy of your final answer, you'll literally be losing marks if you make mistakes early on in the question. So it's always worth, as I say, checking everything. Even if you think you've done it totally correct, check it to watch out for little mistakes like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got another question for the audience to have a go at then, Bruce. Question 2.
Yep. Question 2. So here we are, right. Does anyone fancy reading this question out? Can we get anyone new to read the question out for us there, Gal? Anyone new? Want to read this out? Don't worry about it. No volunteers at the minute, Gal? Alright,
okay. Well, I'll say this is for people to have a go at themselves, so it's perfectly fine. Just give me a couple of minutes to have an attempt.
Gal, what I would like to see now is, though, once we've done this question, I'd like to see hands up, and as many hands up as possible, and then what's going to happen is now, Gal, we're going to get hands up. Anyone who's not got the hands up, they're not too sure, we're going to start opening up chat dialogues with Sophie and Kevin.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Making sure that everyone's okay and stuff like that. Thanks, Mr. Barnes. Shout out to Mr. Barnes. Shout out to Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith. Come on, guys, if you understood that, please give us your hands up. If you haven't, let us know. We can go through it again with you. All about you guys. Okay? It's all about your understanding. We're here for you.
Yeah. So, sometimes if you don't always want to tell us that you do have stuff like that, that's why we open chat dialogues, so that we can keep it in the background, stuff like that. You don't always have to keep it public and in the Q&A. You don't always want to say likewise, when you're in the classroom and you ask for a bit of help, but you don't want to make it like right in front of the whole classroom. You know, like the way you make it like Gav needs help, but sometimes you might be like, you know, normally we can see your faces in the classroom so we can gauge whereabouts people are up to. Right, so I think a couple of people are not too sure on this, Gav. So right, you know what? Have a little try at it, and then in a minute, are we all going to go through it together, Gav? Am I right?
Yeah, we'll go through this one all together, yeah.
So have a little go at it, even if you think it's completely wrong or stuff like that, or even if you just read through the question a few times, have a little try at this. It's a really good way of learning. Even if you get things wrong, that's how you learn. So we've got one answer so far. Yeah, so just remember I said about that hand up there. We've got one up already off Jake. Thanks, Jake. They don't know how many children there are altogether, Gav. They're saying.
Yes, so that's what you have to work out based on the initial information at the start.
So
you told how many spectators there are in total. You told how many are women, how many men. Remember, women and men adults. Yeah. So
just to clarify there, Gav, just to give them a little tip, the children are included in the spectators, aren't they?
The children are included, but remember, a woman is an adult, and a man is an adult, a boy is a child, and a girl is a child.
Yeah. So hopefully that gives you a little pointer. That's all right, Mrs. Dixon. Put your work out in there. No one else can see that anyway, so it's cool. So hopefully, okay with this.
If you just speak to any of us in the chat, you can. There should be a drop down with our names on it, and you can speak to us individually. If you have any queries, if you feel a bit shy talking in the group, you can talk to us privately as well, okay?
Yeah, we are aware that people work at different speeds and stuff like that. That's cool.
It's all about building your confidence as well, okay? So,
we'll just give them a minute of like no boost for a sec. Like, they might need a minute just to
Gav, are you alone in the office?
Alone in this room.
Okay. Locked up, two meter distance.
I haven't got an audience or anything, unfortunately. I'm used to having an audience. I have to pretend I've got an audience. Look at your guys' faces as my audience on the webcam.
You've got a big audience? Got like 47 of us?
You can't see anyone.
You know what? You could have fit us all in one room, so this is kind of better, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have to have like a lecture hall thing, wouldn't you, Gav?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you'd love that, Gav, wouldn't you? Right at the
I only forgot one of them fancy things you can rest on and put your stuff on and stand up, make sure you've got 10 foot tall.
Like a little lecture thing.
I love the university lecture theatre.
Yeah.
But I think they're so brave, the lecturers. I couldn't stand in front of big massive.
So I know what you're talking about.
Funny.
Right, so we've got a few answers coming in. Just give you one more minute on that, and then we'll go through the.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start by reading it out and underlining key information. Okay. So we have 4,280 spectators at a cycling race. So it's all about people watching a race. 1,250 of the spectators are women. 2,460 of the spectators are men. So we're told how many men and women, which are adults. And we're told 2/3 of the children are boys, and work out how many girls were watching the cycling race. So it's basically all about different types of people, and trying to work out the amount of girls that were watching. So there's 4,280 in total. That many are women, that many are men. 2/3 of the children are boys. So we want to work out how many girls. So that's kind of the first two steps of rucksack sorted. So now we're getting to a point where we're going to need a bit of audience participation again in terms of what people have done first for this question.
Right, so we've got, can we have them work out? We've got lots of answers, which is fantastic. We have a little bit of working now. Let's see. Work out.
References from Faith and Ishmael.
Yeah, have we got a correct answer from Faith, Kevin?
Yeah, Faith and Ishmael.
Yeah. Right, so let's see. Right, so Faith has said 1,250 and 2,460 is 3,710.
So what's that then? What's Faith worked out there then?
What have we worked out here, Faith? How many people over than that, I'd imagine, that aren't kids?
Yeah, so that's how many are adults. That's the number of men plus the number of women. So that is the amount of adults.
And then the next thing that Faith has given us is 4,280.
Yeah.
Minus 3,710.
Yeah.
Just imagine, you know, I don't know how many kids we've got here.
What do we have that? What do we have that? What is that sum? What's that make?
570.
570. Good. So that's how many children are participating. So we've kind of used all this information up here now, so that's cool. We're then told 2/3 of the children are boys.
Yeah, so Dan's gone on to say a third of 570 is 180. He's found out a third so far.
So why is Dan, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why has Dan gone to 1/3 then instead of the 2/3 in the question? That's my question.
Dan, do you want to let us know?
It's correct. It's a correct approach.
To be honest with you, Cal, I can understand why you do it like that.
Yeah, it's a perfectly reasonable approach, but it doesn't use the 2/3 in the question, so I'm just interested to know the reasoning behind the use of the 1/3 rather than the 2/3.
Hey, Jake, do you want to come on and talk to us? Hiya, Jake.
Yeah, you're right.
Right, mate.
Yeah, when you get 570, you divide it by 3, which you get 190. Then times it by 2, you get 380. That's how many boys there are. And then you take away 380 from 570, and you get 190 girls.
Brilliant. So that's another acceptable approach, which is using the 2/3 in the question. So we're doing the 570 divided by the 3 from the 2/3, which gives us 190, and times by the top number, 190 times by 2 to give us 380. So we know there's 380 boys. So for girls, we can just subtract that away from the 570 children. So that's a perfectly reasonable way of doing it, and that will give us the 190 right answer, which is perfectly fine. So well done. But again, how come we had one approach which actually used the 1/3 rather than the 2/3? That's what I'm trying to delve into a little bit.
You're just trying to figure out how like you've worked out that way of doing things. I think I'm trying to work out why you've gone to 1/3 rather than 2/3. Is that maybe because you're going to try and show us a way of how to do the 2/3 straight away, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Also, you could get to the answer by kind of ignoring the amount of boys and just thinking about the fractions involved. If we're told there's 2/3 boys, then there has to be 1/3 girls for it to all add up. So actually, you could just work out the 1/3 of the 570 to get straight to the answer. But that does kind of avoid working out the number of boys. So you're kind of jumping a little bit from the information in the question and making a bit of a leap to this bit of knowledge about how fractions work. So it's perfectly fine as long as you're explaining what's going on. and you'll lose marks for that. You still get the same marks for it. It's just an interesting alternative approach if you've got a really good grasp of how fractions work. Okay, that's cool then, Bruce. Nice one.
Thanks for that, Jake. Thanks for coming on, mate. For bringing on scenes talk and stuff.
Great.
Okay.
Nice one. So should we do another quick poll then? How do people find that question?
Right, so yeah, we're going to pop the poll up now. How was this? Right, so this one. How was this poll? You can tell I've done these, can't you, Gav?
I can't see the poll from my end. I'm just getting a little,
right, so
red box pop up.
Have we A, smashed it? B, could do with another little look. C, really don't get it. We've either smashed it, could do with another little look, like, I'm not too sure, do with another look, or really don't get it. I just really don't get it, I'm not too sure. So, whatever, just be honest on these guys, they're anonymous, remember, so we're just going to let that run for 20 seconds or something, so it's been on for a minute. You can just get it going. So we had 79% voted, which is good, yeah. So if you can just get everybody to vote, if you could do, please, and if you could see how we're all feeling on this. 80% vote. So, Gav, say if we've got 81% voted out of 42 attendees, how many do we need to vote, Gav?
Say again. What's 82% of?
So we've had 81% have voted so far.
Yeah.
And we've got 42 attendees.
Yeah.
So how many need to vote?
Well, that would be how you work out 0.81 times 42. That'd give you an idea of how many have voted. So needing to vote, 0.19 times 42. That's a bit hard for my brain, unfortunately, but that's what you do, type into a calculator.
Oh, God. All right, then. So we've had okay, I'm going to close the poll off there. And we got 82% smashed, 11% could do with another little look, and 6% really don't get it. So I think the 6% would be like 1 or 2 people. So if you're 1 or 2 people and you're really not too sure, right, pop Sophia or Kevin or myself a message in the private chat and tell us what you need a bit of help with. And at the end of the session, anything like that, you can go over anything that you need to again to make sure that you're confident and stuff like that. So should we move on to this then, Gav?
Yeah, so I've pushed forward a little bit then on to actually doing a bit of fraction arithmetic. This is always something which from experience students do tend to struggle with a little bit, because you can be asked to add fractions, take away fractions, times fractions, divided by fractions. Some of them are kind of, you work it out as you'd expect, some you don't, and something like these ones here, a common mistake is just to add up the top numbers, add up the bottom numbers, because it looks like that's what you do. But actually, it doesn't work like that. An approach that we see quite a lot is to work out like a lowest common denominator, so using the same number on the bottom, converting one or both fractions into different fractions with a common denominator, and then just adding the top numbers. Again, say if you're fine with that, if you're happy with that approach and you're getting the right answers, I'd advise you to stick with the approach that you can do. But if you struggle with that approach, I'm going to show you a different approach that you can use, which doesn't actually involve changing anything in the question. You're basically using the same numbers. That's what makes it slightly less tricky. So you're not actually changing any of the numbers here. We call it the peanut method, hence why there's a little peanut thing down here.
Oh, the peanut method. Classic.
Oh, the peanut method, exactly. So first of all, it involves drawing these little grids out. So it's like a 2x2 grid. They've already been drawn out for us in this example. You'd actually need to draw these yourself if you want to use the peanut method. So how it works, I'm going to go to the first one with you, and then I'm going to put the second one out to the audience for some attempts from the audience to explain the steps. So, first thing you do, once you've drawn the grid, take the first fraction and you write the numbers on the top of the grid like that. So, second fraction, numbers down the side of the grid like so. So I've just taken the numbers directly and put them around the grid. First fraction on top, second fraction down the side. I'm then going to write a little cross here, just as a reminder that we've got to be doing some multiplication. So you notice that actually in addition, so I'm actually going to use a multiplication grid to work it out. So we don't actually use this top left box. So I'll just put a little cross in it there, just to indicate we're not actually using that box. But then what we're doing, we're multiplying out the numbers. So 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 4 is is 8. So, up to that, has anyone got any questions? Have you had any issues up to this point, Bruce, Speeder? Anyone said not?
Got any questions so far, Gav? If anyone's got any questions, try and pop them through as we're going through it, and we can just list it off.
So if you're not sure of one of these steps, just let us know so we can repeat it. But anyway, so taking the fractions, we put them around the grid, and I've multiplied out the numbers, just like a multiplication grid. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the peanut shape around these two numbers like so. So that's why we call it the peanut method. It's like drawing this peanut into it. Now, because we are adding in the question, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add these numbers to the peanut. So I write a little plus sign in there like that. And then 2 plus 4 makes 6. The 8 is just 8 on its own. Write the 6 on the top, 8 at the bottom. Put a little line for a fraction, and there we go, 6/8. So 1/4 plus 1/2, 6/8. If you wanted to simplify that, you can make it 3/4 if you wanted to, but the question hasn't asked you to do that in this case. But that's how the peanut method works. So hopefully that's explained that. So on the second one, what we're going to do then is just get some input from the audience, please, Bruce.
Right. So would anyone like to come on and talk to us? Because fantastic to hear from you. So can we get a hands up or in the Q&A? Just like to have a little talk through some of what we're doing here. Or if you'd like to give us a slight step of it, and then that's fine. Maybe some of the people who we've already spoke to, then if no one new would like to come on. Jake, have you got an idea? Charlie, have you got any idea, mate? Although it'd be nice to hear from some new people, wouldn't it, Gav?
Yeah, but I say if people want to just write down what they would do in the chat, that's perfectly fine. Basically, what would I do first?
We're not having any ideas at the minute here, Gav, so I don't know if this is something
You've got pen and paper in front of you, just have a little quick goal, have a little scribble, work it out, take your time, then let us know.
Well, just as a reminder, first thing I did, I took the 1/4, the numbers in 1/4, and put them on top of the grid like that. So what would I do in this second case?
Any ideas? Alright, any other teachers got any ideas then? The learners, not too sure. Can we get some help from some of our teachers across the nation there?
Well, let's do one at a time. What number would go in this space first?
I want to throw that number in the chat there for us. To the Q&A. 4.
4, great, yeah. So I'm taking the top part of the first fraction for the second part, 9. So, what numbers would go here and here?
Any ideas? Yeah, Mr. Smith had said that 4 and 9 across the top as well. Second fraction down the side, Mr. Smith. Mother said 1 on the side.
Yeah, 1 and 3 for the second fraction, great. Again, I'm going to put a little cross in the top left because I don't need it. I'm going to just do the simple multiplication because that's straightforward. 1 times 9, 4 times 3, 3 times 9. Then what? What do I do next?
Oh, any ideas now what we do next? Oh, let's see. Mrs. Dixon, have you got your hand up talking? Mrs. Ahmed said peanut, capital letter.
Peanut. Yeah, draw the peanut, great. So I've drawn the peanut around those two numbers there. Now, what's the difference then this time? In the first question, I added those numbers together. Do I do the same thing in this question or not?
The verse, he said, you do 9 add 11 divided by 27.
Well, am I having to add this time? Again, let's think back to the questions at the start. First one, I was adding those fractions together, but I'm actually adding these ones together.
Oh, so we need to make sure that we're looking at the sounds and all that stuff,
This is what you got to be careful of, yeah, because with the peanut, you've got 2 options. You're adding the fractions, it's plus. If you're taking away the fractions, it's actually a minus. That's something you've got to watch out for, okay?
But so if any of the learners would like to make a quick note on this, it might be useful for them, Gav, if you didn't know this already, or if you want to take a screenshot of a little picture.
Yeah, take a screenshot, take a picture, anything like that, just to illustrate how it works. That's perfectly fine. Well, anyway, that's how we do it. We're doing 12 take away 9, which gives us 3. 27 on the bottom gives us 3 out of 27 unsimplified, or wanted to simplify it, just 1/9 for that. So there's the peanut method in action. So again, even though we haven't got a poll after this, can we just maybe do a quick poll just to get a gauge of people's
we'll throw a poll out here.
understanding?
See you, Gav, we'll have a poll.
An impromptu poll, it was good.
Right, let's see which one I'm going to have today. We're going to have, okay, how sweet are we today? How sweet are we? Are we sweet, half sweet, not sweet? Hey, Joey, I had the other week, Gav, I had sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour, on the side, yeah, this is, the sweet, everyone should know about this. Oh, cool, right, you know what, actually, Gav, actually not doing too bad on the poll there. We've got 75% sweet and 25% not sweet. So we've got a sweet, and then we've got a sweet and sour, and then we've got a sour. So, no one
sounds like
anyway, so.
Okay, that's good, that's positive then. So what we'll do, I think, again, just to give people a chance to practice this a little bit, we'll go to this question 5, and there's 2 more fraction arithmetic problems here. One's plus, one's minus. Again, each one should take about a minute or so. So I would say a couple of minutes, people to have a go at those themselves.
Yeah, let's give this a little try. If you're not too sure, just let us know with a Q&A, or if you do get an answer, or more so the working out that we're looking for in a Gav. We'd like to see how you're getting to your answers.
Definitely.
As well. The stories just get into the routine of always showing how we got to our answers.
Definitely.
But yeah, so we're just having a little go with these now. Just spend like a little couple of minutes or something go.
Yeah, and again, I'm gonna do it using the peanut method, because if anyone wants to do it using their own different method, which also gets the same answer, that's perfectly fine. But again, I was going to be highlighting how we would do it using the peanut approach.
Alright, okay, so Char's watching Gav with her sister and cousin Felicity and Tilly. Shout out to Felicity and Tilly on Facebook. Shout out. Yeah. We're streaming across all platforms, aren't we?
Yeah, so we're streaming across other channels as well, so we're literally worldwide, international.
Oh, wow.
International, man.
International.
International, yeah.
Man, I'm going international here. You know what I mean? From you.
Exactly. So you might get a call off of, some TV producer or something later.
I think that'll be you know, you've got stuff on the TV producers like, is this Gav from Perfect Show?
Yeah. Now, I'm no good with auto cues. I find it all a bit too forced. I kind of go a bit wooden, unfortunately. I'm much better just impromptu.
Yeah. We got a little answer. Thanks, Emma, for your answer there. Fantastic. See you. No. Nice. Yeah, that was about something like 20 minutes ago. Shah said that, so I don't know if you still watching Shah, but if you are, there it is. What are we on? We're on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter.
Yeah, we're basically going through all the different platforms at the moment. So yeah, at the moment, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So yeah, so we're basically making up the pet channel.
The international channel, leaving the English one. Hey, Gav, we want you to top half you out there, mate.
Hey?
Have you like this? Right there, hang on.
So I moved the webcam up slightly. So this is like I'm sitting down on the
my chair is actually being quite well behaved today. So I've actually not been sneaking down too much. But normally I end up like this.
Oh, so you're lower and lower.
Gets midway through the day, the chair's down. You know what I mean? It should be up here. This gas canister's gone. There we go. I should be up here. Hope you see me sinking. Getting that sinking feeling where it's been found.
We'll just wedge some wooden blocks under your chair. Starts.
Yeah, well, I did have wheels on the chair. Got tough, mate. I left the chair out overnight and my wheels got stuck on there. I've lost about 4 inches off my shaving. How are we doing with this? Yeah, Joe says, watch your Twitch. Gav.
Oh, great.
You know,
Twitch is for all the gamers, isn't it? Twitch. That's what my nephew told me anyway.
I'll fit in on there. TV.
I'd never heard of it, but apparently it's for all the gamers. Go on.
No, it's just what I'm on now, Gavin. It's not.
Oh, you one of them on the sides up there with your headphones on, talking through. How are you getting through the level?
Yeah, you know.
I'm 4-9.
Yeah, 4-8 with the boys. What's happening live stream with the boys? Yeah, Joe, is it on Twitch, isn't it? Yeah, I think he said, yeah, it is. Cool, mate. Cool.
Cool. Alright, we got some suggestions then for the first one. 2/5 plus 3/8.
We've got a few answers. Taylor says he doesn't understand the peanut method.
Okay.
Oh, right, that's alright. We can come back to that. We can talk about go over the peanut method or something like that. We can do.
Yeah, so we're going to be using it again.
Are we going to be using it again now, Gab? Is it worth it?
Well, we're going to be using it for this as well, so yeah.
We're going to be doing a couple of examples of that again, so hopefully you pick it up. But if you don't, let us know again. We can go through it. Have we got an answer to the question there, Kevin? The first one?
Yeah, we've got 31/40 by Ismail.
Right, well done, Tishma, because that is correct. So you've actually got the final answer there.
We want to work it out there, Gab. We've got to work out there from Emma. So Emma's actually said 5 times 8 is 40.
Okay, I mean, we're kind of jumping a little bit into the multiplication grid at the moment. So just what I'll do, I'll just start us off by writing the numbers in first. Well, it's just good practice to remember the first fractions on top, second fraction down the side, and then a little cross in the top left box. But yeah, 5 times 8 is 40, which is kind of that part there, the bottom right-hand number. So who can tell us what would go in the other 2 boxes?
Right, so what we're going in these boxes is basically like a multiplication grid, and so
yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't be too tricky. So what would go in the top right box then first? Any ideas for top right box in the Q&A? Let us know.
Sorry guys, my Wi-Fi went off.
No problem, you're all back now, loud and clear.
We're all learners, like, where are Sophie and Bob?
Did you miss me?
Oh, we did, you know, me and Gabba, like, nothing else to carry on. Like, oh.
Right.
I'm sure you carry on. But
right, so...
hope I got it right. Do I get a point?
Yeah, you have points. Yeah, go.
Okay.
We've not got any answers for this right just yet, so should we just fill the top right one together?
Okay, well, yes, just multiplying them out again. So 3 times 5 is the 15, 2 times 8 is the 16. So once we've got to this step, draw the peanut around it. Look in the question, is it an add or a minus question? It's an add, so we're going to add in these 2 numbers in the peanut together. And as the correct answer was given slightly earlier, 16 plus 15 makes 31. 40 is on the bottom, 31 out of 40. So that's how we get to that using the peanut method. So again, can we just ask just to make sure people are clear, what 2 numbers go here and here? So we can just put that out to everyone so we can get some feedback on. The 2 numbers that go on top of the grid there and there.
Well, guys, talk to us, guys. Tell us what numbers go in those 2 sections. Put in the chat or the answers, questions, or...
I've got some answers for Gav here. Gav would like some feedback. Right, okay, so Charlie, fancy coming to tell us? Fancy coming on to tell us, or Jake? Charlie or Jake, fancy popping on? Was that that you want to come on and talk to us? Have that hands up. Right, so we're going to bring on Charlie. Hello, Charlie.
What was the second one?
The second one, just for the 2 numbers on the top of the grid there, please.
It would be 5 and 6 at the top.
Well done.
Excellent. And the other one down the bottom. Yeah, 3 and 7 down the bottom. So while you're on then, Charlie, so I'm going to put a little cross here. So can you just tell us what are the 3 numbers in the grid?
Would it be? I don't know.
It's all right.
Okay, so we got three. So we got 3 times 6, 18. 5 times 7. Yeah.
30.
And 6 times 7.
42.
42. Great, exactly. Well done. So there we go. So those are the numbers in the grid. So we've got the grid. We draw the peanut around those 2 numbers there. It's a subtraction question, so we are subtracting this time. So we're doing 35 minus 18 is a 17.
17.
Yeah, and then 42 on the bottom. 70 over 42. So did you get that, Charlie?
No, I didn't get this one. I was going to wait and see.
Okay. Fair enough.
We appreciate the honesty, you know, Charlie. You'd actually rather just like to tell us how you're feeling about this and stuff like that. Do you feel a little bit better now that we've gone through it now like this, Charlie? But you usually got it right. Well done, Charlie. Thanks for coming on to talk to us anyway. We'll get you on tune stuff like that. Thank you, mate. Right, so go. I think we're so good on that. Right, so.
Okay, well, should we just run the poll again then and see what people think now? So we've done a couple more examples, used it a couple more times.
Yeah,
just get a gauge for opinion.
Yeah, I think someone else said they weren't too sure on the subtract one, but I know we've just been through it again, so we'll see now. Let's see
the key is it's just subtracting in the peanut rather than adding.
Right, okay, so how are we with this? Oh, this is a shadow of the past. This is one of Nathan's polls, this guy. So,
oh yeah, A-OK.
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, A-OK probably isn't the kind of thing that I normally say, but are we A-OK on this? Are we good? Or are we not sure? That's just on the whole thing. If you weren't sure on the subtract one, just say you weren't sure as well on this. That's fine. I am aware that people were less confident with the second one there, I think, Gav.
Okay, well, as I say, the only difference is really on the second one, it is literally just a minus in the peanut because it's a minus question. That's literally the only difference. Everything else is exactly the same.
Yeah. So right, so we've got 72% of people have voted. At the moment, 68% of them are A-OK, 21% is good, and we've got 11% is not too sure, Gav.
Okay, well that's not too bad at all. So again, I'll just recommend anyone who's wants a bit of additional support can get that at the end of the session.
Pop us a message, Q&A, or in the chat, either one, or even if you don't want to say anything for now, you can just hang around at the end of the session and tell us then. That's fine. So I'm going to close that poll up for us now, Gav.
Okay. Okay, so yes, we've got about 15 minutes then of time. It should be enough to just cover the other times and dividing bits of fractions before we give you a little quick test and get some evaluation details done as well. So multiplying fractions then. Now this one is the easiest one, to be honest, in terms of actually working out. This is literally just do as you see it. So this time you do literally just multiply the 2 numbers at the top and multiply the 2 numbers at the bottom. Times in fractions is really straightforward. The way it works, it is literally a case of just doing the top times the top over bottom times the bottom. So in this case, 2 times 3, 6, and 5 times 8 is 40. So that's it, 6 over 40. Simple as that. So that's literally simple as that. So if you see times in fractions, it is literally just do as you see. But if you see dividing fractions, that's when it's a bit more fiddly because some of the numbers won't divide into the others. So you have to manipulate the sum slightly. So you may have seen this before. So here's an example of a division sum. So we've got 3/4 divided by 1/5. 3 divided by 1, you could do that. But 4 divided by 5, that's when it's going to go into decimals and weirdness. You can't have decimals in fractions, so it starts getting a bit weird. So you have to think about manipulating the question slightly. You may have seen this before, this KFC.
KFC, me, Gav, don't get me started.
So first of all, then, has anyone seen that? Because anyone know what these letters represent as words? It is just a way of remembering. Yeah, it's not that one, obviously, but that's just what you can use to help remember it. But the letters do represent things that we're going to do to change the format of the sum slightly. So if we've got any suggestions from anyone, KFC, have they seen that before? They'll know what them letters stand for.
Has anyone had their first KFC?
Oh, no, I haven't, Sophia. I've seen it in the days,
I had my first McDonald's in Stoke-on-Trent.
Oh, look, we got it. Look, Gav. Hey, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th one was Kentucky Fried Chicken, yeah, so, and it is, so, you know what? Ismail, that's the answer I would have said as well, so, good job.
Yeah, I want you to say Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right, so we've got Mother First Babe, Adele, Taylor, Dan, Ismail, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, so thank you all for the answers. You got it right. Yeah.
You tell me then, Drew, what do people say? Right, keep it change. Yeah, great. So yeah, keep. So good. So you may have seen this before. This is a commonly taught approach. This is in schools for dealing with this. Keep, flip, change. So ultimately, what we're doing, we're keeping the first fraction the same. So 3/4 stays as 3/4. Flip the second fraction over. So rather than 1 divided by 5, it's 5 divided by 1. Then we just change the division into a times. That basically flips it round a bit. But if you do the sum 3/4 times 5/1, it gives you exactly the same answer as 3/4 divided by 1/5. So it's a bit of a little technique you can use to simplify things, as long as you remember which fraction's being flipped and how you change it.
Hey, you just don't care anyone's got into trouble with this, or they're not too sure, just let us know in the Q&A course.
Okay. So, hopefully everyone's clear then. This is just the same as before, top times top, bottom times bottom in this format. So what have we got for an answer? What is 3/4 times 5/1? What have people got for that?
Yeah, Kevin, so Kevin just said 15/4 there, Gav.
15/4. And again, that's technically correct.
Yeah, that was correct,
yeah, it's an improper fraction. 15/4, you could split that up into like a mixed number if you wanted to, but technically that's still fine in this case. 15/4. That's how we deal with division problems. So I think final slide task then, Bruce, just if everyone can have a go at these 2 questions. First one's a multiplication question, second one a division question.
Okay, so we're all just going to have a little try at these. We'll spend a little few minutes on these, Gav, and if anyone's got any issues with these, not too sure, or even if they think they've got the answer, but they're like, I'd like Gav to have a little nose at that, then just pop into the Q&A. Likewise, if there's anything else that we've been through that you'd like us to have a little talk with you through, you can message me, Kevin, Sabina, anything you need, just let any of us know and we'll do whatever we can to help you. But we're there for it, guys.
Yeah, so it shouldn't take longer than a minute or so for this. It's not quite as time consuming as the peanut.
Yes, so peanut.
I love peanuts, but because I suffer eczema, I can't have too many.
But when you wear peanut buds, right, and then the ones coming, or is it because you're still eating them?
Because I eat it, my skin flares up. It's not.
You need a pair of tweezers and gloves, and you're gonna have to the peanuts all the time. Or you have M&Ms and you put in chocolate.
No, I want to know how to enjoy a peanut without eating it, without swallowing.